Hello, fellow musicians. Just a bit of an apology, really, because I have been out of action for quite a long time. Now, I've had eye surgery. It was quite incredible how impacted I've been from the blurred vision. It's getting better, it's nothing to worry about. But, I thought as a musician, it wouldn't matter too much because I obviously rely heavily on my ears as well. But actually, it's been very painful, and playing music isn't what I can do well at the moment. So I haven't bothered. I'm going to have an attempt this afternoon, actually, to play my viola because I really, really miss it. But I wasn't allowed screen time, and most of my music is on my iPad, funnily enough. I didn't realise quite how much. I have books, but I can't read them because the ointment that I'm having to put on my eyes, my eyeball bits, to put it all over them, is it just makes everything so blurry. So it's really impacted everything I've done. It's annoyed me actually that I've been so dependent on my vision when we assume that as musicians our ear is paramount. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about that actually. I haven't tried any sort of memory work or ear playing because I have. The other thing about eye surgery is it hurts, and you end up with pain near your brain, and I've been on painkillers, etc., and all of that affects the way that you play, you're performing, the way you hold your instrument. Can you stand up even, for long periods? The headaches, etc., etc. I think pain near the brain is probably the best way to describe it. So all of these things have impacted my playing, and I sort of delayed setting up classes and things like that on purpose because what I didn't want to do is a couple of classes and then have to stop for a month. So I think it's probably going to be another good week or so, possibly 10 days before I get onto the teaching programme again. So apologies for that. If you're waiting with bated breath for your first Suzuki lesson or your first ABRSM lesson, I'm afraid I'm probably not going to be up and about for another 10 days. Having said that, I am absolutely raring to go. And when you tell a musician they can't make music, they become wound like a tight spring. And I'm already starting to feel that. I've got music in my head that I want to play. I've got music that I want to compose, music that I want to share with you. I've done an essay for Continuum, so I'll read that later on this evening. And I might do it now, actually. I'll do it now. May as well. My voice is feeling nice. The other thing about the surgery was I came out with a very croaky voice. So it was really hard to do podcasts and things. That's because of the breathing tube they put down your throat. Anyway, that's my apology. And I hope that satisfies. And do come back very soon. There's an essay coming up. And I'll fill you in on progress as well, because it's important, I think, to know. I really do feel for people who are visually impaired, and I mean, this was somewhat self-inflicted, of course, but for musicians who are, blind musicians, you don't really realise the impact of that lack of vision, especially if they became blind in later life. I mean, when you use your eyes much, much more than you think you do. It's incredible. I look in the mirror a lot when I'm playing, when I'm practicing, to check that everything's okay, my posture's right, It's very easy to forget your posture when you're not looking at it or when you're not being photographed or something. Really easy to do that. So, yeah, I've become very sympathetic, actually, or should I say empathetic? That's the right word, isn't it? So back later, guys, for more from Continuum.